Hey guys, how's it going? Malcolm James with the TacticalDenPodcast. Today I was going to go over my rifle setup and just a quick overview of what I'm running on my rifle, why I'm running it, and why I would recommend it for any of you guys. So to start off really quick, we're going to go from the butt to the tip. But before that, this rifle itself is an IWI Zion 16-inch barrel AR-15. Been running it for a couple of years now. And it's changed quite a bit, but I think I have it down to what I need it to be. Things are going to switch here and there in the future. Probably just upgrades, not like switching anything drastic, but just upgrades on it. But that's pretty much it. The internals are all stock. Nothing's changed inside of it. I'm a big component for not changing up things inside of your rifle just because of reliability issues. When it comes to pistols more so, but also rifles, just because that's the way I am. It's the way I like it. I don't like swapping out triggers. I don't like swapping out bolts. I don't like swapping out stuff inside of my guns unless they break. So everything inside of here is stock. But moving from butt to tip, I'm running a Bravo, a B5 Systems Bravo stock. Not the SOP mod or the SOP mod style. It's the Bravo, which is the slimmer version of the SOP mod, which I don't mind the SOP mod, but I do like the Bravo more because I like that slimness that you get with it without compromising the comfortability of the SOP mod. So it's not as wide, very nice, very thin. Super easy to snap up really quickly and get that nice cheek well. Running on top of it, I have a cheek riser, which I actually made myself. I took some foam, I cut it up, and I formed it, glued it all together, took some electrical tape, and taped it all around it to waterproof it, essentially. And I put some Velcro on the bottom, put some Velcro on the top of my stock, and I Velcroed them together. And now I'm running Ranger bands on there to, one, hold it in place just more securely, but also if I need to wrap up my sling gets wrapped right up in there. So it's a dual systems thing that I'm using right there with those Ranger bands. And if I need Ranger bands for anything, got Ranger bands on my rifle. Moving forward. Also I run this 2 clicks in, which isn't typical. I typically run 1 click, but the way that I have my rifle set up here with how far I'm running my hand forward and the way that my arm is, I'm running it from grip and then to stock here, right where this is. So it should be the length of your forearm, which with this, it's a little bit less, but 1 click is too much. So I don't know, it's a little bit weird, but I got it to where I'm running it 2 clicks in. So moving forward, stock charging handle. As I said, I don't change anything. This is something that I might replace in the future just because it might be easier to have a little bit of like an ambi sort of a charging handle, but that's not something I'm completely worried about. Just be something that's nice to have. That's about it. I do not run ambi safeties. I cannot stand ambi safeties. I run ambi safeties at work, and it is really awful when you're trying to do what you should be doing, which is engage. And as you're engaging, it's flipped on to fire as the trigger is being pulled. Can't do it as efficiently. Like I can still do it, but my finger right here stops essentially the selector from going on to fire. So I have to move my finger out of the way in order for me to do it, which compromises my grip, which means my first shot isn't going to be as accurate, which is not good. So I don't like ambi safeties. Never been a fan of them. And then moving forward, I'm running a GBRS group HYDRA with a ROMEO, with a SIG ROMEO 5. I'm running a SOMOGEAR PEC 15, the infrared illuminator and red laser. They make flashlight versions as well, which don't buy. I haven't used this enough to recommend it. That's just the unfortunate truth. I haven't used this enough to actually say it's good, holds zero. You can find videos on YouTube about it, but a lot of them are larger channels. They're channels that have money to spend on a lot of different things. So obviously they're not going to recommend something that's like this. But I want to test it out a little bit. I'll let you guys know for those that are interested. But if I were to switch some things out, this would be one of them, but I'll get to that in a minute. I'm running a pressure switch all the way up here onto the side here at a 45 onto the left side of the rifle. right in front of where my grip is. But I'm also running a BCM foregrip at an angle forward, so I can actually pull it into my body. Flashlight I'm running is an OLIGHT. It's an OLIGHT ODIN Mini. OLIGHT gets a lot of hate, and if you're just trying to get a good flashlight, OLIGHTs are fine. They're $130, I think, for this one. And if you just want a flashlight, they're good. I will get into all the other different things in a minute. But so far, OLIGHT's been just fine. It hasn't died on me. I charge it whenever I feel like, oh, maybe I should charge it, and I charge it sometimes, and it hasn't died. So definitely, I like OLIGHT, and they also vibrate when the battery is going to die, which is also another thing that's like, okay, I need to charge my battery because white light is very important, especially when it comes to home defense. So now, with all that being said, and this is how my rifle is set up, I'm a big component of purpose-driven setups. I'm not a person that runs an all-purpose rifle. I think a jack of all trades is a master of none, and I feel the same way with my rifles. So this rifle is mainly built for CQB. That is what this is built for, home defense and CQB, and I have it dialed in to that and what I need it for. Does this rifle work for other things? Absolutely it does, but its main purpose is for CQB. Now going on to things that I would switch that would probably change in the future. My OLIGHT right here, I would probably switch out and get a Surefire. The reason why I would save up a little bit more and get that Surefire is because you also have the ability to switch out your tail caps. I can't do that with an OLIGHT. You can't do it with an OLIGHT. And on top of that, OLIGHTs don't run on the 123 batteries. They run on their own battery, which means that if this dies in the field, you can't recharge it. So you need to consider that. I also don't like running the pressure switch right here. I would much prefer running a Unity Axon, but those work with Surefires. So in the future, distant future, that's something that I'd probably switch out because this works. It works. Don't get caught up on, well, I need to buy this because it's better. Well, I need to buy this because it's better. No, this works. This works. I'm using it. I'm keeping it this way. But if I have a little bit of extra cash in the future, this is something that I would probably switch out. Another thing I'd probably switch out is I'd probably get an Aimpoint Duty red dot. It's the same as the micro dot footprint, so I can still throw it onto my riser here. But this is just probably something I would just switch out for battery life issues and stuff. More reliability as well. But so far, I've had zero problems with this SIG ROMEO 5. So again, it's not something I need to switch out right now. Just in the future, if I had extra money, which probably won't happen. And then right here, I have the SOMOGEAR, right? I would probably switch this out for a HoloSun 321 or a HoloSun 117. For me personally, the illuminator isn't as important on my PEC as the next guy, just because for me, my PVS-14s already have an onboard illuminator, and on top of that, you can also, if I were to get a Surefire, I'd get the one that has the ability to switch between the IR and the white light. That's just the way that I would run it, save a little bit of money, because I, as a individual that doesn't have a lot of money, I can't go spend it on buying thousands of dollars worth of lasers. I just can't do it. And for capabilities, passive shooting under night vision is becoming more of a trend, more of a thing, and for good reason. So being able to actually get an Aimpoint or even the Romeo 4T has night vision capabilities much more so than the SIG does, which the SIG ROMEO 5 here still does, but they're better, allows me to passive shoot under night vision. So this would become obsolete, but it would be much easier to use a laser, of course, if you're dealing with people that don't have night vision, which is why the 117 IR is something that I would consider getting instead of this. So if you're out there trying to look for different lasers, I would probably recommend the 117 more than I would recommend the SOMOGEAR, just off of what I've seen, not based off personal experience. Personal experience, this works fine, and I'm probably not going to end up switching it out unless it breaks. So with that being said, that is the rifle rundown that I have. That's what I'm running. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you guys are running. I'd love to hear it, love to know. The sling I'm running, I'm about to switch out. I just got one of the Crydex slingsters that I'm going to be running instead of this. So this is kind of non-important, but I am running it on the stock and up here towards the back end of the M-LOK. If I could run the sling right here, I would, but I don't have that capability. So again, something I would probably upgrade. But that's what I'm running right now. It's what works for me. this feels an absolute extension of my body, which it should, and your rifle should as well. So again, if you guys have your thoughts, go ahead and comment that. And if you guys want to let me know what your rifle setup is, I would love to hear it. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and check out the Spotify, check out the social. We're all over the place. And I will see you guys in the next one. All right? One Nation.